Hi, I'm Rachel.
Hi, I'm Jake.
I've been involved in Noam since I was about 10, been really involved in New North London Synagogue, and it's been a really formative part of my identity. Now I'm at university at Sussex and Jake's at Leeds. We're very involved in the young adult section of Masorti, which is Marom.
So leading Israel tour was probably the pinnacle of my time in Noam so far. Probably one of the best things I've done in 12 years in Noam. Since 2010, Hungary has been led by Prime Minister Viktor Orbán and his right-wing Fidesz party. He has taken an increasingly hardline view against immigration. A campaign of vilification focused on Hungarian Jewish expat George Soros and other comments from the Prime Minister have worried the 100,000-strong Jewish community.
Quite recently, the government started an anti-Soros campaign, and since George Soros is obviously a Jewish person, a lot of anti-Jewish feeling aroused, and that caused also an attack on Aurora. A couple of people in black hoodies came. They were this type of far right-wing skinhead guys, actually, and they, put stencils on the wall and also on the street. And they wrote like anti-Soros operation. The government started to develop a campaign against the civil society in Hungary, and since Aurora is a center for NGOs, we became the target of the local municipality here in this district. So they closed the bars we operate here, and those bars are the basis of the incomes.
One of the ways Marom engages with young Jewish people is through the social action projects run at the Aurora Centre. These provide a safe space for various NGOs working with disadvantaged communities such as Roma children, disabled people and refugees.
70% of the people who live in this area are Roma, and there are a lot of social issues and problems. This is a really good example of how people live here in the district. These people are mostly really poor who live here, and mostly really Roma people. The Hungarian government is not helping these people. They banned these people from the neighborhood. During the refugee crisis, most people came here on this square. They were sleeping here. This place was crowded with refugees because the Hungarian government didn't offer them any help. We offered them a place to sleep. We opened Aurora for the refugees, and they could sleep there. They could have showers.
I think I was really impressed with the scale and the variety of different projects that are going on. They're helping anyone that needs it, whether it's refugees that were coming through this summer, the LGBT population, the Roma who are really under persecution here. I think it was just really, really impressive to see that they're taking on the responsibility of that because of their Jewish values.
The fact that it's illegal to give shelter to any refugees in Hungary made the work that the community was doing even more impressive, going that extra mile in order to help people, even if it was against the law.
On the tour of the 8th district, we were showing the site of one of the only Jewish resistances of the whole Second World War in Hungary. And this really moved me because Aurora's still doing this work. It's still fighting the same battle against the authorities, and it's still helping those who are being persecuted. We wanted to get some more background to the experience of the Jewish community in Budapest, so we were lucky that one of the founders of Marom, Esther, gave us a tour around the Jewish quarter in the 7th district of Budapest, including Europe's largest synagogue, the Great Synagogue.
A large part of the Jewish community of Hungary died in the Second World War because it was really difficult to be Jewish in the 50s because the communist regime was persecuting Jews and religion at the time of the end of communism in 1989. The newer generation, the so-called third generation after the Holocaust, started to revive Jewish culture. This was a time when being Jewish became possible again in Hungary freely in the public space. So this is the wall of the ghetto, and if you look at the map, you see this red point is where we are, and this black line is where the wall of the ghetto was. One thing that Marom did within the Masorti movement in Hungary was that it reached out to young people who grew up without any knowledge of religious observance specifically. So we created an open environment where if you are interested in Jewish culture, you want to reconnect, you can come and learn more.
New North London is so busy and impressive and active and lively during the High Holy Days, and what an incredible hub and community it is. But here in Budapest, they haven't got that same atmosphere anymore because of the devastation caused by the Holocaust.
It's more of a tourist attraction now, but on the other hand, for the Masorti community, the fact that Aurora is such the central part of their Jewish community was also kind of inspiring as well. So I think for me, my involvement with Noam and Marom gave me values and ideologies that I thought were important. How does that link to your Jewish identity and like this place, all of that, how does it all come together?
In one way, we are living our traditions together. We are singing, we are talking about the parasha.
Because yeah, we are not religious, but we keep the traditions in being together on Friday night.
So after that, we are also staying here and having a few drinks, and it's a Friday night, and in a very nice way it closes our week.
For myself, it's also something with the cultural history to learn about. This community here is really my second family or extended family, you also can say.
What really struck me about Daniel and Bori was that they hadn't really been raised in a very religious or very Jewish way, but being part of Marom really allowed them to explore that and provided alternative spaces that they just felt really comfortable in. It's all values that we've been internalised through Noam and Masorti, and it's really interesting to see their interpretation of it.
Marom was the first Masorti organization in Hungary. There wasn't any sort of Masorti community in Hungary then. And we started to develop this organization because we felt that there are very few options for young Jewish people to have any sort of gathering, cultural programs, educational programs.
Aurora seems to really embody the Jewish value of Tikkun Olam. Could you tell me about some specifically Jewish projects that the centre does?
We celebrate most of our holidays. We have Kabbalat Shabbat evenings and prayers. Also organizing all sorts of concerts and parties because we have a very nice venue like this. And that's also an important thing, that there are very few occasions where Jewish young people are able to meet with each other in a party and not in a synagogue style.
And so what does Marom mean to you personally?
Marom for me is a community where I'm able to work together with a lot of different people, and to be a member of this community is a privilege for me. So
yeah, I think it's like being part of my Jewish identity, but also, especially Noam and Marom, we're very good at creating special Jewish moments.
How do you see the future?
My dream especially is a community like this wouldn't have to suffer and struggle, day by day for its own existence. Maybe to duplicate this place and to create other places in the world like this. In 15 years, maybe we'll have a synagogue. We'll see that.
And
Noam. You're right.
I think coming to Budapest has really shown how Masorti brings Jewish people together and allows them to connect with their Judaism and really explore their Jewish life in really meaningful, special ways.
Being here has made me really appreciate the values of Masorti and how Tikkun Olam Gemelech Hasidim, when actualised, can make a big difference to people's lives.